welcome back to the Top of the Bottom podcast. It's week 3 where we're showcasing one of the artists from Nighttime is Our Time. And today we have with us GEO. GEO, welcome to the show.
Give it up, yo.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Really.
Hey, man, good to have you.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we're so grateful that all the artists who are coming onto the show are more than ecstatic to do it. You know, I think a lot of times you see musical artists and it feels like doing interviews for them is more of a burden. But you guys are so excited to be here, and it's always a great time. So I'm just excited to have somebody else on every single week. I'm very grateful for that. So thank you for your time.
No, thank you guys for having me. As an artist, like, this has always been a dream of mine to get on a podcast, do an interview, you know what I mean? And this is my first time doing it, so I really appreciate both of you guys for having me.
Hey, we're making dreams come true already.
Like Coach Nite said, taking his
V card.
His V card.
Yeah,
podcast card.
You say we're popped his cherry for podcast.
That's what he was saying, yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, how have you been, man?
I've been good. Life's been great, actually. Just following my dreams right now, really.
Yeah, what have you been up to lately, like doing?
Just staying active, you know, like staying in shape, reading, focusing on a lot of music right now, doing music videos. Just constantly trying to get better in every aspect of my life, really.
Awesome. That sounds awesome, dude. Motivated to do it, for sure.
We're actually going to showcase a clip of one of his music videos later on in the show. But before we do, if for anybody who's watched our latest podcasts, we have segments that we often do. I think the past few weeks we've been doing stories, but we kind of want to involve our guests in one of our unique segments that we like to call Scam Alert.
Scam Alert.
Scam Alert.
Yeah, exactly what it sounds like.
And every time we bring up a Scam Alert, we have a scam that we want to bring to the audience's attention. And we want to expose it, and usually we end up laughing at it because it's just like so bad. And today we've got 2. Usually we showcase 1. We're showcasing 2 today. And I think this one is probably one of the most ridiculous I've ever seen in my entire life. So, how many of you guys use TikTok? Do you guys use TikTok frequently?
I don't, not really.
You don't use TikTok?
No.
I only use TikTok for the business. I just post it and then get the hell off. So, what about you, GEO? You use TikTok?
Rarely I'll catch myself scrolling through TikTok. I'm mainly on Instagram, but I've been posting and just kind of getting off of it, really. I don't use it too much.
How many of you guys are aware of like some of the degenerate challenges that they do on there? Like there was the Devious Licks challenge, there was the Benadryl challenge.
I've seen kids jumping off boats. That was a challenge.
Crazy challenge.
Yeah. It's always a fun one. Well, we got a new one. It's not really a challenge per se, but it's a scam that's running across TikTok. So you guys know veneers. I'm sure you guys know what veneers are. You put them on your teeth, usually for aesthetic purposes, other times for medical. Well, there are people who are skipping dentist school, and they're putting veneers on people unlicensed. Unlicensed dentists creating false veneers. So, and it's destroying people's lives.
Oh no.
So the process of the way they do this is completely wrong, because many of these news articles have talked to registered dentists, licensed dentists, like actual professionals. Yeah. And they're not performing veneers, they're performing crowns, and they're calling them veneers. Mm-hmm. But they're putting crowns on their entire set of teeth. And the way they do that is they're shaving their teeth down. And I've got a photo of it, I'm going to put it up on the screen right now, of what it looks like. This is what someone's teeth looks like when they shave it down.
Yeah, I've seen. Aren't they like caps?
I've seen that, yeah.
They're like caps, right?
These are what it looks like when they shave their teeth.
Yeah,
on the left.
It looks terrible.
And then on the right is when they put the veneers. But the thing with these veneers veneers are usually very expensive. They go from like $800 for one. These people do $2,000 for the whole set of teeth.
Yeah.
Which is why people are doing it. And these people, usually veneers last 10 to 15 years. These veneers last about a month.
Oh, cheap veneers.
One guy, a tattoo artist, he said he paid $1,000 for all of his veneers, and then they started falling out with his teeth too. So they were taking his teeth with them. Oh, shit. So, Jesus. Yeah, and it's going around. They're promoting it. There's only one woman so far has been arrested. She was running an account called the Veneers Experts. She was running 2 of these scam businesses in 2 separate states. She's from Illinois, and she had one in her home state. She had another one in Las Vegas. She originally had gotten arrested for the one in Las Vegas, and she posted bail and was released and continued her business in Nevada, in Colorado. And now she got arrested again for it, and now she's actually facing charges. I assume
Really?
the state maybe was building its case, but yeah. So her name is Monica Davis.
I'm guessing she's not licensed.
Putting her
either,
on
huh?
blast.
She's not like
Yeah, putting her on blast.
And she had scammed a mother named Monica Bailey and her 15-year-old daughter. And she offered to give them braces, and it started messing up her teeth. Now, when they speak to some dentists, they were saying that this is a horrible idea, not just because like they're doing it with an unlicensed person, but the way they're shaving down their teeth is destroying the enamel in their teeth, so it can't grow back. And when the veneers fall out, they have to shave more to add like another layer. And the more they do that, eventually their teeth will become unsalvageable. So, because these people don't know what the hell they're doing. And this is a practice that's been going on viral on TikTok. A lot of people have been doing it, but we see the horror stories. A woman said that she said, I should have realized it was bad when she was doing it in a barbershop. She had gone into a barbershop. They were cutting hair and cutting teeth at the same time.
Cutting hair and teeth and shaving teeth down.
So I have
What
two
the
questions for you guys.
They really trusted that? That would have been a red flag.
Yeah,
At
I
first.
know.
Hell no.
Yeah, even as the video I sent Jay, which was a YouTuber named Some Ordinary Gamers. He talked about it. He said even mob doctors work out of clinics. You know, even they have like their sham clinic set up. This was going on in a barber shop. They're providing two services in the same building. So I have one question for each of you guys. Have you guys ever been scammed before? And have you ever been scammed this bad?
No, this obvious? No.
This obvious. So what's a subtle scam you've been scammed with?
I don't think I have actually. I haven't been scammed.
You haven't been
But you wouldn't get me with anything like this. This is too obvious.
There was a time I almost got scammed.
Really?
There was something going on with my laptop, like some type of, I don't know, it was freezing. Something was going on, and I looked up support online, right? So I clicked on like the first or second link, and they're like, "Oh, share your screen with me, da da da," and they were trying to take some type of information, like payment information, bro. But I just exited the screen, and yeah, it was all good.
Yeah, I've seen they always get old people with those.
I bet.
Yeah, a lot of old people.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy the amount of money. I read a study that apparently they steal about $200 million a year from just old people.
That's
That's
crazy.
It's
sad,
crazy.
dude. That's
It's
sad.
sad. It really is.
Yeah, even when I get those scam calls, I'm like, what if just an old person picks up? You know, they don't know what they're doing. They have
Yeah.
dementia. Who knows? Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've never been
It is.
scammed on a wide scale range like this, or something this blatantly obvious, or I guess slick. Many of my friends sent me their emails. Were like, "Oh, is this a real email?" And I tell them to check their header, like where it comes from, and it's like Netflix.us.yandex.ru. You know, so you know,
Yeah.
it's a complete scam. I tell them,
Sketchy.
1, look at the spelling. 2, look at the email header.
Mhm.
And 3, if you know when you're paid up to, like you really don't need to worry about them telling you like your Netflix account needs to be renewed, because if
Yeah.
you're paid up to a certain point. But I've worked in retail and I've worked in restaurants. People try to scam you on the phone. So one of the stories was I worked at a Ross, and for some reason, like this like you said, the scam phone callers, right? I answer the phone and I'm like, "Oh, hey, thank you for calling Ross. How can I help you?" And they're like, "Oh, your car insurance has expired, and we're trying to get you to renew your warranty." And I'm like, "Really?" They're like, "Yeah, but we can do it over the phone." I'm like, "Really? Well, this is a Ross, and I don't have a car." And she's like, "Oh, you don't?" I'm like, "Yeah, but can I still get the warranty?" And she hung up on me. I had another guy who I used to work at a Subway as well, and he called me. He's like, "Oh, hey, I got my Uber order, and the food is terrible. Like, the sandwich is all messed up. I'm coming to your store right now so I can get a refund." And I'm like, "Well, if you got it on Uber Eats, like, we can't help you with that. You have to get the refund from them, because if you order from them, they give the money to us, so that you have to go through them." He's like, "No, I'm coming to your store right now because I want a refund, man. I paid for this food." And I'm like, "I can't give you anything." He's like, "I know where you live." And I'm like, "I'm sure you do." He's like, "I'm coming down there right now." And I said, "I'll see you then." And then I hung up on him. So like these are some of the finesses people try to pull.
That's funny because
Yeah.
that's like like small time things.
Very small time.
I've had an uncle who had a call from like a different country, say Mexico, about, oh hey, there's a family member coming up, we need some money and this and that. We're just traveling. It's your cousin, whoever, and they go, who? That one cousin, fucking James. And he goes, oh James, oh yeah James, man, it's me. Send me like $20 so I can eat something. I'm on my way back. It's just crazy.
No, scams are crazy nowadays, especially with the internet, and it's insane.
It is.
Phishing scams were always an issue. Catfishing, and then now with old people, because they're not savvy enough to understand when something is a scam.
Yeah.
Like even highly educated senior citizens will get scammed. Like say they have a degree from Harvard, but if they're in their 70s, someone calls them and says, "Oh, I have your daughter kidnapped and give me $700,000 or they're dead." Then they're gonna send the money because
Just we were talking about AI and how this lady received a call that her daughter was kidnapped, but it wasn't her daughter. Her daughter was fine on a trip. And it sounded exactly like her daughter, right?
Yeah, like the kidnapper said, "I have your daughter, send me $1 million," and she said that the voice on there sounded just like her daughter and said, "Mom, help," and was crying. So it's like
that must have been an inside job though, because like, how does somebody know what the daughter sounds like? You know what I mean?
Dude, off of like a Instagram video, all they need is a couple seconds, dude. That's it.
They had to have looked up who her mom was, and
yeah,
that's kind of crazy.
And honestly, all that is public information.
Yeah,
all that you can look that up.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, because you can voice clone on a website called 11 Labs. Because I used to intern for a marketing company, and I was their social media manager, and they had us produce. I had to produce their social media content with AI, and they showed me 11 Labs, and it was like, "Oh, clone your voice. Just give us like 10 seconds of a sample, and we'll recreate your voice." So I'm assuming this is the type of content that they're using to scam these people out of their money, which is insane. We knew this was gonna be something, and it just seems to be getting worse.
Old people, good luck. Good luck out there.
They're on their way out.
It's a nice smile.
Still don't scam them, right?
Still don't scam them. They're unless they're a piece of garbage.
Well, that's somebody's grandma. Leave her alone.
Seriously.
She only gets her social security check once a month, man. Just leave her alone.
It's only like $700, bro.
It's only like $700. Is you think a nice set of teeth for like a few days is worth the $1,000?
No.
Hell no.
Hell no, dude. For a month? $2,000 for a month? It's like on a subscription or what?
You have to get it
Have to
renewed.
keep going back.
Yeah. No, hell no. I know. I mean, you got to be a certain level of dumb to really fall for that. If it's in a barbershop and they're doing teeth, I don't know, man. Sketchy.
Sketchy, yeah.
But that was probably the first red flag. But some people are desperate enough to try and look like nice because we all need self-esteem sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So that was that scam. There's also another type of scam that's in this new day and age. It's kind of like AI, but it's not really. Cryptocurrency. How many cryptocurrency scams have we seen in the past months? Like not even years, the past few months. Like everything that happened with FTX, with Sam Bankman-Fried, Luna Coin, Celsius. Everything has just been coming out as a scam, and everybody seems to be making their own cryptocurrencies, right?
Right.
Would you ever assume a pastor would do the same thing?
What do you mean?
Well, there's a pastor in Colorado. We're going back to Colorado, just like Monica Davis was from Colorado. We're going back to Colorado. There is a Denver pastor who started a cryptocurrency called Index Coin, and he had his entire congregation give them the money, like to invest in it. And they called it a risk. They didn't really try to consider it an investment because they were trying to be legally dubious about it. And he took the $1.3 million out of it, and he spent it on luxury vacations, home renovations, and
he did like expensive bags for his wife, jewelry,
dinners,
cars.
Yeah.
And he,
as God intended, right?
As God intended, as he says, he released an apology video, which was more of a confession, in my opinion.
I mean, that video was more like, it wasn't my plan, it was a bad plan, but it wasn't my plan. I was just a part of the plan.
He said it was God's plan?
He basically said it was God's plan. One of my favorite quotes from that is he said, give the people, what did he say? He said, 10x their money. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
He said, God said 10x their money.
Trying to get away with it.
His name is Eli Regalado. Eli.
Shout out Eli.
Shout out Eli.
And Colorado.
And Colorado. They have some deep scammers here. And his church. I think the first red flag with this is his church is online only.
Online church, yeah.
It's Victorious Grace Church.
Whoever fell for that, you guys need help.
Help. They were trying to go for some cryptocurrency. For that help, they gave it to God, and this guy just took it.
No, this is just God up to date online. God using the internet, you know. That's what it is.
So here's a quote from this article from the Denver Post. He says, "It was last October that the Lord brought this cryptocurrency to me. He said, 'Take this to my people for a wealth transfer.' It has been confirmed 100 times since."
He said wealth transfer.
It really was a wealth transfer. It
Straight
really
up,
was
a wealth transfer. I'm gonna get rich.
"It is coming, people. Part of making the way for his people is to really train them up and teach them how finances work in the kingdom. Because so many of you very soon are going to have more money than you've ever had in your life by participating in this crypto."
You sure he's not a Forex trader?
It sounds like
like
he
it.
is.
10x your money. You know, that's crazy.
So it says, Regalado, a Denverite who, alongside his wife, Caitlin, runs this online-only Victorious Grace Church. He is also the creator of the cryptocurrency Index Coin and the Kingdom Wealth Exchange. It's like a crypto.com. It's a crypto.com.
So it's like their own program.
Yeah.
Damn, they had a whole setup.
It's sanctified, I guess. The only online marketplace where Index Coin could be bought and sold. Wow. Both Index Coin and the exchange were shut down on November 1st, leaving investors scrambling for the answers.
Damn.
That same day, Regalado said that God had asked him to pass on a message to investors. He said, "Stay where you're at. Stay in Index Coins. Stay with where I'm telling you to go. I'm going to make a way," the Lord said to crypto investors, according to Regalado. Just take that word as gospel truth and execute on that word, and do not worry about how the money's going to happen. I really believe you're going to see a miracle in very short order.
There comes a time where there needs to be accountability on both sides. Yeah. That's how dumb you gotta be.
Yeah. So, my bad. Finish the story.
So state regulators are now saying that no miracle has been forthcoming.
No miracles yet.
No miracles yet. So they're suing Eli and Caitlin for the securities fraud to get these investors' money back. The state commissioner wrote in a lawsuit that the Regulados sold $3.4 million in valueless Index Coins in 2022. The office subpoenaed his bank records and claimed that at least $1.3 million went directly to the Regulados, who spent it on a Range Rover, jewelry, luxury handbags, cosmetic, dentistry. Oh, they got veneers.
You think they got?
They got the veneers.
Not the cheap ones. Right? He had $3 million. He's not gonna get cheap veneers.
Boat rentals and snowmobile adventures.
He's living it up.
He's living it up, man. The Lord told him to. The defenders told investors that they would tithe and sow in causes that help widows and orphans, but the payments to widows and orphans were primarily to the Regalados.
So that was their thing?
That was their thing. And not only that, so let's take a look at his apology video, okay? So he's got an apology here, or at the very least an explanation. So let's hear him talk for himself. Let's see what he's got to say. This video is from YouTuber Molly White, who captured this video, archived it before he deleted it. This was on his official channel, and now he deleted it. So this is completely deleted off his official pages, but not from the internet, because Molly White has retrieved it. So let's take a look at what he had to say for himself.
Shout out Molly White.
Shout out Molly White.
Where's this liquidity going to come from? And the Lord says, trust me.
That was a pastor for an online ministry based in Colorado who was just charged by the State Securities and Exchange Commission, along with his wife, for running a cryptocurrency scam that took over $1.3 million from his followers. He and his wife then allegedly spent the money on a Rolls-Royce, designer handbags, and jewelry. He recorded a video to try to explain to his followers what happened. It's 9 minutes long, so I made you a supercut.
Caitlin and I are being charged in a civil charge from the Colorado Securities and Exchange Commission for basically selling millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency that is deemed worthless by the state. Now, the reason that they're saying that it's worthless is because there is no exit for people who have bought. We launched an exchange. The exchange technology failed. Things went downhill. And from that point forward, we've just been waiting on the Lord literally for a miracle. So the charges are that Caitlin and I pocketed $1.3 million. And I just want to come out and say that those charges are true. So there's
The
been
confession.
$1.3 million that's been taken out of, I think it was a total of $3.4 million. But out of that 1.3, $500,000 went to the IRS, and a few $100,000
Doesn't that make the
went
IRS an
to a
accomplice?
home remodel that the Lord told us to do. So how this whole thing started is the Lord told us in 21 to walk away from our marketing company, and he said, I'm going to do a new thing. And then he took us into this cryptocurrency. It was a different cryptocurrency other than index coin at the time. Well, that cryptocurrency turned out to be a scam. And so the Lord says, give that to them, but also give them a 10x. Well, as money is coming in, we would be sowing it. And at first it was hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars, then tens of thousands of dollars. Money would come in, we'd tithe, we sow, more money would come in. And so we were just always under the impression that God was going to provide, that the source was never ending, that God was doing a new thing, and that we had nothing to worry about. We sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit. We did. We took God at his word and sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit. And so the prosecutors have to take that and say, these people willingly sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit. What we're praying for and what we're believing for still is that God is going to do a miracle. God is going to work a miracle in the financial sector.
Well, that is his own. Oops.
Is he in jail?
He's being sued, so it's not a criminal. Well, I guess it's
Isn't
not.
it civil?
It's a civil case. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a civil case. I mean, it seems like it should be a huge crime because it's
Yeah,
fraud.
it's fraud. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fraud.
But it seems like the state is only choosing to sue him, I guess, to get the money back for the investors.
I guess because they were
crazy.
part of it too. The IRS also took some money. That's what he said, right? He claimed.
That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, hey, we'll give the money back and we'll just take everything from this guy. So not long after this video was posted and then subsequently deleted, he went to a Zambian church out in Zambia, and he promoted the same cryptocurrency to the Africans who lived in
Really?
Zambia.
Just leave the country.
Completely
That's
unashamed.
crazy.
He on the day he was supposed to he went to this church. He was supposed to be in court for a court hearing, and he asked the court for a day off, I guess, for religious purposes, and they granted it to him, and it's because he went to the church in Zambia
Dude,
too.
for Bitcoin.
That's
Oh
crazy.
man, this guy is not gonna learn.
So that's Eli Regalado and Caitlin Regalado out in Colorado. Them and Monica Davis scamming it up here.
Still living good.
Scamming it
Oh,
good.
hey.
So I guess in this case, because I don't think you guys would be dumb enough to buy this type of cryptocurrency, especially on an exchange that's unregulated, that's not in like any blue chip type of cryptocurrency. There's nothing wrong with buying cryptocurrency, but things like these particular small ones are often scams.
Yeah.
Do you think, considering what happened with Monica Davis and considering what's happening with Eli Regalado, do these people like deserve what's being scammed? Like, would you say that they deserve it, or
As far as the people who were scammed?
who were scammed? The scammies, not the scammers, the scammies.
I don't. It's better than being scammed. What was the other scam we were talking about before this?
The veneers.
Yeah.
Veneers.
Because like this crypto's still kind of new to some people. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
like,
Okay.
it's a little bit easier to fall for the tricks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would agree. It's just, yeah, the what are they, the teeth getting teeth at a barbershop? That's just that's not it.
Yeah.
You got to be really dumb
Yeah,
to go in
yeah.
there. Hey, let me get some teeth
Yeah, and
and a lineup.
But you said people are desperate.
they're desperate,
Yeah.
and I think with this guy is he used their faith to manipulate them. You know, they probably really believed in this. They believed in God, and they also believed in financial wealth. Like, as we know, there's a lot of prosperity pastors out here saying, you know, God's gonna give you so much money, and this guy was actually promising. Not most prosperity pastors say God's gonna give it to you. This guy was saying, if you follow me, I'll give it to you through God. You know,
Yeah.
so it was a lot more sly,
Right.
and he used their faith.
Who was more subtle, Jesse Duplantis?
Yeah, Jesse Duplantis, because he's doing it the old-fashioned way. You know, you give it to the church, and he just takes it for himself. You know, that's the legal way of doing it.
Right.
To all the people out there, there's been plenty of stories of like pastors scamming people. So just because you go to church, don't believe everything your pastor says. You know what I mean? Because like there's plenty of bad pastors out there. So think for yourself. Still have faith, but think for yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah, don't let your pastors run your life, please. Like that is the main takeaway. Is they're not God. They'll tell you a lot of things, but if you read the Word of God, you will know what God says.
Right.
You know, just don't let them interpret it for you too much.
Exactly.
On the other hand, there's plenty of good pastors out there as well. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So that was Scam Alert. Hopefully you guys got a lot from it. Don't go to Colorado. Apparently, it's full of scams out
That's
there.
full of scammers in Colorado.
Yeah.
Hey, Stan Kroenke, you know he does own a lot of stuff over there.
Who?
Stan Kroenke, the
Oh.
owner of he's the owner of the LA Rams, but he also owns the Colorado Avalanche, the Denver Nuggets,
Sheesh.
the Colorado Rockies, and
Wow.
most people feel like
Damn.
they've been scammed by rooting for his teams. So he might be he might be a scammer as well. So
Scam alert.
with Scam Alert coming to a
Scam
close,
alert.
let's get to know our guest GEO a little better.
Let's do it.
So
Geo.
Jay, I'm gonna kick it to you for your question
to
you may
me.
have for GEO.
Well, exactly where I started. Give me one second, real quick. Okay, well, I guess let's just get started where you actually got started. Getting into rap music, you know.
All right. So, do you want to know when I started rapping? Or, like,
What got you into it?
what got me into it? Okay. Just childhood. Since I was a kid, I remember being in the car with my mom, and she would listen to like T.I., Wu-Tang, Snoop Dogg, DMX, you know?
Yeah,
So I guess it was like hip hop was just in me since a
a
child.
lot of good ones.
Yeah, a lot
Especially
of
during
good
their
ones.
prime, right? This is
Yeah.
when they were younger.
Yeah, I mean, they were younger. They're still hot. They're still legends to this day. You know,
Oh, yeah.
people still listen to them.
Great music.
And then also my dad, he listened to a lot of hip hop. Like one moment that really sticks out is I had first moved in with my father and my grandparents, and he called me to the room. He's like, "Gio, come here. I want to show you something." And he's listening to Like Father, Like Son, the album by Birdman and Lil Wayne. And he was just like, "This album is, dude, trust me." And like till this day, I think that album's legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What song on that album is your favorite?
Probably Stunting Like My Daddy.
Okay,
Ah.
that's a good one.
Or you know,
That's a good
another one is Leather So Soft. I don't know if you've heard that song.
I don't think I have.
That's a legendary song. You should
Leather
listen to
So
it.
Soft.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
take a listen to it for
Got
sure.
a GEO recommendation here.
Yeah. So they were the ones that put you up on this music, this kind of music, you know?
Yeah, for rap specifically, but like there was a time I was living with my mother's parents, and then another time I was living with my father. Anyways, they listened to like Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, other stuff.
okay.
But the rap, that comes
Yeah.
from my parents.
That comes directly from your parents.
Yeah.
And what made you decide rap itself rather than going into these other genres?
I don't know. Since I was a kid, I always thought like it looked cool to be a rapper, right? Like I'd see music
Yeah.
videos since I was like 6, 7 years old, dude. I thought it looked fun. I just thought it looked fun. So I just kept on listening to hip hop, and yeah, I just wanted to try rapping. I just knew I wanted to do it.
So how long have you been rapping? In that case,
Consistently, like weekly, every other week, probably since last March. But in high school, I went to the studio a few times. In college, I was going to the studio a little bit, but never like consistently.
yeah, because I was gonna say we checked out your discography for right now. It seems like of all the artists at Nighttime is Our Time, you're like the newest artist there because you have
Yeah.
like 4 songs out. They've all been
Oh,
like
yeah.
a few months apart recently.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I've noticed in the time since like looking at your pages.
Yeah.
So like when did you decide like this is what I'm gonna do consistently now, like be official?
Okay, so it really started. I've been wanting to do it, dude, since high school, but I was just worried about people's opinions, and like I guess I was too self-conscious to do it, to take that risk, you know. And then I went to college, same thing, still wanted to do it. I made a clothing brand instead. I was focusing on that, but like deep down, I knew I wanted to rap. And then last year, I lost my best friend, one of my best friends, Noah. Called him Nature J, R.I.P. Nature J, and shout out to all of his family.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate it. But yeah, after he passed away, I was like, dude, you know what? I could be gone tomorrow. You never know when you're
Yeah.
gonna pass away. So I was like, F it, I'm gonna go all in. So I've just been going all in with it, and I'm also doing it for my bro Noah. I know he'd be proud of me right now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm just,
yeah, of course.
Dude. Hey, you got some good music out there. I mean, out of these 4 songs, what is it called? I saw it's called On Go.
on go.
On Go, and I saw
Yeah.
it's also called I Do This, right? On SoundCloud.
You know what it is?
Something
I
like
didn't even
that.
know that. I didn't know
Yeah,
that. But
'cause
what
it's
it
the
is
same song.
the file, we named it I Do This. I forget why. But then I decided afterwards I'm gonna change the
Yeah.
title to Now. So I guess the file just must have uploaded
Yeah,
on
but
SoundCloud.
that song is I've been hearing it. I heard it a couple times, and that song's a banger for sure.
Thanks, man.
And that
Appreciate it.
beat switch towards the end,
Yeah.
oh man, that's sick. That gets you in the whole vibe for sure.
Thank you, bro.
That's great.
Appreciate that.
Since you brought up On Go, I want to show a clip to the audience of that music video. So let's roll a clip right now.
Let's do it.
We all on go, we all on go, we all on go, yeah, we all on go, we all on go, we all on go, we all on go, yeah, we all on go. I don't gotta think, yeah, I'm really in that mode. Chillin' with Jalen, Randall, and Rowe. Used to be down, but now no more. Don't f with us, that's valid, bro. In the booth, I'm smoking King Roll. Then we switch it to the backwood, bro. Goddamn, bro, I'm really on a roll. If they got caught, I know they fold. Real life, not no scrimmage, bro. This is not no image, bro. If I start, I finish, ho. With the team, I really just grow.
So that was Geo's music video for On Go. We're gonna have the link to it in the description. All of his links that we have for him will be
Yeah.
in the description. Can you talk a little bit about the music video? Like, what was the process? Did you have what was the process of starting the music video? Did you have an idea for it?
Initially when I first made the song, it's an energetic song, you know, and
yeah.
I was with my cousins Jalen and Ro when I made the song, and Rando too. Shout out Rando, the engineer. And it was just like an upbeat, energetic song. It made me think of me being in a group with all of my loved ones. Everyone in that video is really close to me.
Oh,
Everybody
sweet.
there, yeah. That's
That's
all my
awesome.
family. That's the only idea I had, just all of us being together, kind of rocking out. And then I spoke to a guy that films for me. His name is Brandon on Instagram. It's I Film over there. Shout out Brandon.
Shout out Brandon.
And he came up with this idea of renting out a studio, having a car in it. So yeah, we just made it happen. We
That's
just did it.
awesome,
And
man.
he helped direct that video. He told everybody, you know, where to stand, what to do, like the vibes we're going for. He controlled the roof panels on top. If you look in the video, there's lights. So he
Yeah,
was, like,
yeah.
that's pretty
changing
cool.
the colors, trying to get certain moods to come out of the video. Yeah, dude, that guy's the man. He knows what he's doing. If anybody needs a video done, hit up
Yeah,
Brandon.
that portrays the music exactly as you would hope it would.
Every time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Especially working with someone who knows, you know, your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you known your
Brandon?
yeah. Brandon,
For a few years now. Like I said, I started my clothing brand, Organic. So before we keep going, I want to give you guys a few things, some gifts for having me on the podcast.
Oh, man.
Some shirts for you guys.
Hey,
Some
that's
organic
sweet.
Brand
shirts.
Organic.
Here you
I'll
are,
take
Jay.
this one.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. Yeah, no problem,
Oh,
guys.
damn.
Hey, man, we
Yeah.
love this
Everybody
organic.
follow Organic
right
right
here.
here.
That's right. Let's open
Check
this
that
baby
out.
up right here.
Hey, thank you guys. Shout out to
Awesome,
them
dude.
for having me on. Really.
And check this out if you want to see it. There's his Instagram right there. Organic.
At organic.tm.
Check that out. Make sure y'all go to it.
And we'll have the website, the link to the website so you can buy some more of Geo's clothing in the description. So please check out the description below.
Go, go, go. But anyway, so a few years back, I met some dude at the beach. His name was James, and he told me he makes videos. Shout out James Tresco too, another guy I want to shout out. And I was helping my buddy out with a catering company. We were just making tacos on the beach, right? And this
Yeah.
dude James comes up to the tent, and we just start talking. He was playing volleyball, getting some food in between. And he told me he makes videos, so I was like, oh, I have a clothing brand, let's work, blah, blah, blah. He's like, all right, let's do it. So we met up for this video, and he brought Brandon with him.
Oh.
Right, and Brandon was the cameraman. James was directing the video. So that's initially how I met Brandon. I want to say like 4 years back, 3-4 years back. And ever since then, we've just been close. Yeah, it's my boy.
Do you have so we've seen that you have four songs out. Are these gonna lead up to a bigger project? Are you working on a bigger project right now?
No, right now I'm really just stacking up singles. My plan for the rest of the year is drop a new single every month from here on out with the visual for you guys. You probably won't be getting a project until 2025.
Oh,
Honestly.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna
Yeah.
put out an equivalent of a project throughout the entire year. If you release a song every month, we'll get 12 songs,
Yeah.
You
and then
could
in the
say
next
that.
year, you get
Yeah.
an entire
Okay.
album together. So do you have another song coming out soon before like Nighttime Is Our Time? We've got 2 months. We're a bit like 2 months out.
Yeah, probably 2 more songs will be out by
2
then.
more songs.
Oh,
We're
wow.
working on a video right now to my latest song, Now. That's out now. Now is out now.
Yeah, it's out now.
So yeah, we filmed another video, another banger with Brandon. I film
Another?
over there. Yeah, he directed it with another dude named Miles. It'll be out soon. I'll show you guys some footage from that video.
Hey, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
sweet, man.
Sneak preview.
Yeah.
And how old are you, man?
24.
24.
24,
24
yeah.
years young, man.
24
Yes, sir.
years young. That's right.
Yeah.
And so when you make if you in 2025 when you're producing an album, do you think you're gonna accompany it with more videos? You think it's just gonna be, or is it gonna be a visual album? So like the entire album's gonna have one long movie to it, or is it just gonna be like, is that not considered yet? Have you not considered that parts of making an album yet?
I definitely think I'll be releasing some visuals with it. I don't know if I'll do like some type of movie lead up, or I don't know what type of visuals, but I think it's crucial as an artist that you put out music videos or some type of visuals on TikTok, Instagram.
Oh yeah.
You know, you have to. It's just like that's how the people learn your personality and get to know you, know who you are. I feel like they
Right.
got to know you to support you in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
what
You
I
gotta
mean?
be on a more personal level, right? You gotta keep that content going too.
Yeah, because I've known a lot of people who release music, and I feel like that's what they lack, releasing videos. They just put
Yeah.
out singles, and it's like they don't know what you look like. They don't know who you are. I don't know. I think that's
Yeah.
crucial. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. But
We'll see,
That's
right?
what I
We'll see.
think.
We'll
Yeah.
see the plan.
We'll
We'll see how the
go
plan
along
works.
for
you're
sure.
right. Yeah.
I do think it's important to, like, if you're raising a brand as an artist, to personify yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're the artist. Like, if people are gonna see you, you have to be seen. So I feel like it is. I think you're right. It is important for people to see you, not just be a maskless person
Right.
saying a bunch of crazy things on your songs.
Definitely. And
You
do you
know?
feel like you're at you know your style, you know where you stand with that?
Definitely. Yeah. I feel like obviously you could always get better and improve.
Yeah.
You know, and whatever you're doing in life, but I kind of feel like I found my swag, my way. Like I like what I'm doing.
Okay, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, cuz and just say from, when you started say 4 years ago, just internally yourself, do you feel like you grew in the way that you would want to as a person?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How's that been?
It's been good, bro. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like you need to read books. Books have helped me out a lot, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Reading's helped me. Life is good.
How about in terms of just socializing with other people? Just like the group that's gonna perform for Nighttime Is Our Time.
Yeah, and really what I think it boils down to is just like you need to follow your dreams and do exactly what you want, because this is your only shot at life. And I feel like once you start following what you want to do, everything falls into place. You're going to start meeting people you need to meet. You're going to
Right.
start learning things that you need to learn. I don't know, man. Like, it just all falls into place.
So speaking of
Really.
Nighttime Is Our Time, how did it come about? Like, did we know about Banks? He's
Yeah, we know about Banks.
becoming a
Yeah.
reoccurring character. Did he reach out to you? How did this whole connection happen?
Mhm.
No, shout out K9.
Oh,
Oh,
K9.
yeah.
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 Shout out
earlier.
K9. So I met K9 through Rando the engineer, dopest engineer in LA area. I don't know if you guys know Rando, but
Actually, I think K9 mentioned him.
He did, yeah.
In the last
he
episode,
did mention
yeah.
Rando.
you
for
guys should
sure.
do a podcast with him too. He's
Rando,
dope.
nice.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Reach out to him, see what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I met K9 through Rando, and then one day K9 posted on his story, anybody want to perform, hit me up or something. So I hit him up, and then I guess he showed my music to Banks, to Josh,
Yeah.
and then Josh asked me if I wanted to perform. I said I was down, and that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from your performance for Nighttime Is Our Time? Any plans?
Just energetic, authentic performance. You guys have heard my music. It's pretty upbeat.
It
It's gonna
is.
be
Yeah.
should be a lot of fun. Hope you guys are there.
You nervous
It's
for
gonna
it?
be good time. Honestly, no. For my last performance,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't nervous at all. I was like more excited than anything. But
Yeah.
right before I went up, my heart like
Because
it was my first performess ever, dude, but- Once I was up there, all that fear just went away. I had a good time. You know what I
You
mean?
felt comfortable.
So yeah, I know I could do it again.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any other like one more additional question before we
Well, just in terms of collaboration,
That's right.
have you collaborated with any artists recently?
I've done some features in the studio, but nothing's out with any other artists right now.
Oh, nothing's out right now.
Nothing's out.
Oh, okay. But when do you think you might have something with another collaborator?
By the end of the year.
By the end of this
By
year?
the end of the year.
Okay, these coming songs for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And what would be a red flag for you before, collaborating with someone? What do you look out for?
I guess if we're doing opens through like email and stuff, there's no red flags. As long as it sounds good, then
Yeah.
cool, I'll work. But in the studio, if someone is just like acting a fool, maybe like too drunk or just like off the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And their music's not sounding good, then I guess that's a red flag. But if the music
sure.
sounds good, bro, then
Right, do your thing.
I'm down to work. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. I'm down to
awesome,
work.
awesome.
So if you could work with any artist like right now, who would you choose? Like anybody, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I have to pick one.
like a dream.
Yeah, a dream collab.
Dream collab.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, Lil Wayne.
I
Yeah.
should have known. He said his favorite album.
Yeah.
His favorite album
Yeah.
song were Lil
Yeah.
Wayne songs.
Lil Wayne. Hell yeah. That'll happen
Lil
one day.
Wayne.
In a few
Yeah, it'll
years,
happen
yeah,
one day,
man.
of
happen.
course.
Keep on it.
Yeah.
Exactly. We believe in you. We believe that'll happen for you. We're all good vibes around the podcast. Just good vibes. We believe we're gonna surpass
Yeah.
Joe Rogan one day. So
Hey man, hopefully.
Anything's possible.
Man.
You guys could do it.
Dude,
you know?
Anything
speaking
is
of-
possible.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know why every time someone speaks of Lil Wayne, it always reminds me of that interview that he had about his song, where they're like, "You don't want to get that late text, that I'm late text, whatever." You know that lyrics, you know.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "I said that. I said that."
Yeah.
And he's like all amazed at what he said, you know.
he doesn't write down any of his lyrics. He just freestyles.
Yeah, I heard that's what he
everything.
does, right? He just goes into the studio and just freestyling every single word, and just music comes out of it.
Yeah, bro. That's honestly gave me some inspiration because I don't write my music either. I just
Really?
Oh,
yeah, I
wow.
just go in there. Usually I'm smoking a joint or something, you know, and I just let my feelings come out, whatever I experienced that day,
Yeah.
that week, whatever.
That's
I don't know. I
awesome.
feel like that's when my music sounds best, to be honest. I've tried
No,
writing
for
and
real.
like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you think about it too much. Like I think that's what Lil Wayne said, right? He said
Yeah.
if he wrote it down, he'd think about it, and then he'd feel like he'd ruin the entire line, so he just stopped doing that altogether.
Yeah. A lot of my favorite
That's
artists like Young Thug, Lil Wayne,
Mhm.
Uzi, all of them, they don't write.
Neither does
Wow.
Jay-Z, but it's not like
Jay-Z.
it's not like Jay-Z freestyles. They say he memorizes his songs
Hmm.
and then he goes to perform them
Oh, okay.
in the studio. So he doesn't write it down, but he memorizes what he's gonna say and then he says it into the mic. That is a strong
That is
memory
pretty
he's
cool.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must be juggling a lot. They say
Yeah.
juggling grows your brain, so he must be juggling a
Does
lot.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe.
that's cool though.
But yeah, King of New York, still King of New York, or is it
Who?
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z?
Is that what he is?
Is he?
That's
Is
what
that
they
what
said
they
for a
say?
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ruled New York.
Hmm.
Biggie, Jay-Z,
Biggie, Jay-Z, that's right.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang
Wu-Tang.
fan.
According to Drake, Kendrick lives there now, so I don't
Kendrick,
know.
really?
That's what Drake says. He
Have
lives
you
in
been
New
up
York.
to the Kendrick beef? I mean,
Honestly,
Kendrick,
bro?
Drake.
Yesterday I was talking to my friend about it. I told my friend I still hadn't been following up with it. But he sent me the order of the songs to listen to it.
Oh, yeah?
So I got up to Euphoria. But the whole beef,
Mhm.
it's kind of corny to me, dude. It's like I feel like Drake isn't really like that. Like he's not gonna go do anything to Kendrick. Kendrick's not gonna go do anything to Drake. So essentially, it's just like grown men like going back and forth. And I don't know. Maybe I'm getting
Yeah.
older now, but I don't want to pay attention to it.
I mean,
It's
these
like-
guys are in their 40s and they're still going at
Yeah,
it.
they're still going at
Hey,
it.
You're 24. You're like, I don't care about this, man.
Yeah, but like it is still a legendary thing happening in hip hop right now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Right.
that's why I want to listen to it.
Really, it's mostly about the attention, right, that they gain from that.
Yeah, they might be working together. Who knows?
Yeah,
like
right,
behind the
just-
scenes,
Throwing music out there.
making a bunch of money while everybody
Oh,
talks
yeah,
about it. You
exactly.
know?
I think that's
Yeah.
kind of why I like it, because like we know there's no threat of each of them killing each other. So we know that like they're just gonna.
I mean,
they're gonna.
whatever happened with that security guard? I heard
Wait,
Drake set it up.
Do you think Drake set up? And just
That's
shoot
what I
him
heard.
security?
I don't know yet because apparently a security guard got shot outside of his
house,
home.
right?
Yeah,
I saw that headline.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it turns out, well, what they're saying is that Drake had hired people and this thing was like set up.
They also
See,
tagged
yeah.
his
So
his
it's
OVO
weird.
story that said "They not like us" on his window of his OVO store in Toronto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Kendrick supporters run deep, I guess.
Yeah, man.
all the way out in Canada.
They're
Oh,
all
out in Canada.
they're everywhere,
Yeah,
man.
they're everywhere. Yeah. Worldwide.
But yeah. So we're glad to have GEO on the podcast. Glad you opened up to us.
Definitely.
Give us a little bit insight of who you are as a music artist, who you are as a person, your upbringing.
Yeah.
But every time we close the show, we close it with our favorite segment where we go down to Florida every week. It's called Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Wait. Before we start the segment, can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
What's up?
Who are your favorite artists?
Ooh.
So-
You want to answer first? Because
I
I know
can.
he's definitely more into like rap, hip hop, R&B type
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, of course. So it's funny. I love Kendrick. Kendrick is one of my favorite artists because I just find a lot of his music to be really real. It's really real. I like my favorite song is I think between Feel and The Blacker the Berry. So I like those two songs. I also like Eminem. Eminem's another one of my favorite artists.
Legend. I've been listening to him a lot
Oh
this
yeah.
week.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Every time there's a beef, I go back to his song "Nail in the Coffin" for Benzino. Like I feel like that is like the best diss song I've ever heard. So I go back to that one. There's another rapper named Lecrae. He's more of like in the Christian hip hop scene, but he's also authentic. So he's really, really good. I like him. As far as rap artists go, those are some of my favorite on my playlist. Like that, they'll always cycle around.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Lately, I have been listening to quite a bit of Chance the Rapper.
Yeah?
Yeah, Chance the
Okay.
Rapper. I like his creativity with words. His songs doesn't seem repetitive
Yeah.
with stuff. So I like his creativity. So he's been one of my top artists right now.
Dope. Shout out Chance the Rapper.
Shout out Chance.
and Lil Durk. I know he just entered my playlist recently too.
Yeah,
he's
Lil
got that.
Durk.
I like that style. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lil Durk. Yeah, he's got such an incredible style that he's bringing from trap that I think that
Right.
hip hop needs.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I really
Yeah.
love that energy. Like I forgot to tell you one of my unskippable albums. I'll ask you this question too, because now that we have you here. I asked Jay a question a while ago about what album is there that you just cannot skip? Like if you skip a song on there, you feel dirty. There's that type of album. And
Yeah.
your answer was
Mine's was by a band called The Neighborhood.
The Neighborhood?
The Neighborhood. Yeah, it's more
Never
like an
heard of
indie
them.
rock band.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so what was the album? I forget the album, but it's I believe it's called See You Again or something like that.
I think you told me that, yeah, See You Again.
Yeah. That would be, it's like a 13 song album that I can just listen to it all the way through without skipping a song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Definitely.
I don't know one album like I could listen to I feel like every album there's one song I have to skip or like two. There's never one album like all the way through. I'm trying to think.
it's probably a Lil Wayne album. It's like the Carter 4, maybe.
Carter 4.
The Carter-
Honestly, even with Wayne's albums,
Really?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
some songs I have to skip. Yeah. It's not my vibe. Let me think about it. We got to come back to that. I'll just hit you guys with it randomly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, so
Florida.
Florida Man. We're starting with Florida Man.
Well, before we do it, I'll answer mine's for.
Oh, yeah, okay.
we just skipped
My
over
bad,
it.
my bad. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. So, for me, I had answered a few. I know I said that there was an old obscure hard rock band called Hardline. They have an album called Leaving the End Open. Like I love that album. Just I cannot skip that one. And The Voice of the Heroes by Lil Durk and Lil Baby. That album, I love every song on there. I just cannot skip it. Like,
Really?
the energy together.
Yeah.
It was better than Lil Baby's album with Gunna. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, it's just so good. I love that album. It's so good.
Awesome.
So now let's talk about Florida.
Yeah, now Florida.
From Colorado to Florida.
Yeah.
Colorado
Let's
to
go.
Florida.
As we know, there's a lot of things going on in Florida. As soon as you think that nobody's able to do something, Florida comes up and does it.
Yeah,
They come in clutch with the
They
content.
come in clutch, Florida always up to it.
We literally could do an entire episode based on Florida.
We can do more than just one episode based on Florida.
We could do a daily series on Florida.
Yeah, we
would
could.
not run out of
We would
content.
not run out.
You guys have to do a Florida episode now.
We
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have to now.
We're just teasing the audience. So,
So a lot of degeneracy in Florida.
yeah, there's a lot of degeneracy. There's a lot of this crazy existence out here for for Florida, man. Jay, you want to go first? Give me your story.
You want to do mine first?
Yeah, let's do yours. I have to
I'll
pull
do
up
the
mine.
second one first then. All right.
Yeah.
So my Florida story takes place in Florida.
obviously.
It takes at the EDM Fest. And well, let me read this article. It's by the Daily Boulder, and it's titled "Florida Man Takes a Bite Out of a Deputy's Head During Wild Rampage at EDM Fest." So exactly what you hear there. So a wild scene unfolded as the Soulfest 2024 Music and Arts Festival down in Ponce de Leon, Florida, when a man went all out by taking a chomp out of a deputy's head during a wild rampage on Saturday. According to the Holmes County Sheriff's Office Facebook post, chaos ensued when James Michael Anderson, a festival volunteer, I'm not sure if he's just a festival goer or he actually, was one of the people to volunteer to work there. So he went off the rails under an influence of a cocktail of substances including PCP, LSD, ketamine, mushrooms, and ecstasy. So he was on all this.
A cocktail.
Pretty sure that's what Heath Ledger took.
Heath
when
Ledger
they took him out too.
That's probably what he took when he was playing the Joker.
Yeah, when he was playing the Joker, that was his last role. I'm pretty sure he took all this too.
You're not even on Earth at that point.
You're not.
You're not really.
You're like in Narnia or something.
Yeah.
You're in your own world. So Anderson faces charges of aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting arrest with violence after sinking his teeth into a Holmes County deputy's head during a frenzied attack amid the festival's beats. During the assault, Anderson not only went for the deputy's head, but also made a grab for the officer's gun, escalating the situation to new heights of insanity. The sheriff's office shared a stomach-crunching image of the deputy's injury, showcasing the aftermath of Anderson's unhinged attack. So, yeah, that is fucking
deep.
insane.
Yeah,
That's deep.
huge.
Hell, bro.
That's a mouthful that he got out of his head.
That guy had real teeth, not veneers.
Yeah, I know. He had real teeth.
He did not
Damn.
get his teeth shaved. He did
Yeah,
not get
no.
his teeth shaved. He had the whole,
Yeah, he
the
didn't
whole
go for
function.
those cheap veneers. Damn, yeah. So when attempted to be subdued, Anderson, when they attempted to subdue Anderson with a taser, it failed, and it took multiple deputies to bring him under control. Both Anderson and the injured deputy required hospitalization for their wounds after the chaotic festival scene. Yeah, so that's freaking insane. How does this guy even survive? It's like that bear that took cocaine. He was like the most powerful thing for like 2 hours. They couldn't take this guy down.
I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
Who do you think deserves more jail time? This dude that bit this guy's head, or the fucking dirty pastor?
I mean, this guy did physical damage.
I feel like this guy needs to have his teeth shaved. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe just yank all this. Just leave him with gums only.
With gums.
Yeah.
Give him baby teeth implants. You know, get like
Oh man. I think this guy.
This guy?
This is
what
horrible,
is he
yeah.
doing?
Yeah, see,
That's crazy.
yeah, I feel like because at the very least, the people might get some of their money back from the lawsuits.
Yeah.
This officer will never have a sense of safety anymore.
Yeah, you can't get that piece back unless can they surgically put that back?
They could probably glue it back, but it's not gonna look the same.
They're gonna glue
He'll
it
have
back.
a little. In his head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man.
They'll put the glue on it like they put that on
Dude.
the veneers to just glue it back to him. You know.
I saw a comment when someone was like, someone really went ham with the ice cream scoop on this guy. And I was like, wow. It was kind of funny.
That's a big scoop. It
That's a
is.
big ice cream scoop. But that was my Florida man very degenerate of this guy to do.
There we go, Florida
That was
man.
awesome.
So my Florida man story also attacks police officers. It involves police officers, I should say. So this article is from the New York Post. It's titled Florida man convicted after admitting heinous crime during job interview to become a police officer. He's now facing life in prison.
Wait, say that again.
It's a Florida man. He's been convicted after admitting to a heinous crime during a job interview to become a police officer, and now he's facing life in prison. So he went to an interview to become a police officer, and during this interview, he admitted to a heinous crime.
What does heinous mean?
Heinous is like horrible, like just a bad,
Yeah, this is very bad.
Very bad.
crime.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
and here is his crime. So a Florida man who aspired to become a police officer admitted to sexually abusing his cousin during a police department job interview and now faces life in prison. Stephen Bodley, 28, was convicted by an Orange County jury last week of sexual battery on a child. The Office of State Attorney Andrew Bain said in a news release, Bodley first mentioned playing games in a sworn officer application with an Apoca. I'm sorry. These Florida names, man, they always mess me up.
That is weird.
Yeah, a sworn officer application with an Apoca Police Department. He again mentioned the crime during an interview, so he wrote it down in the application. And then when he went to an interview, he said, "Yeah, that's right," and he went into deeper detail. So this is the Certified Voice Stress Analysis Examiner performed a voice stress examination on Bodley. During the examination, the examiner asked Bodley to expand on concerning answers he provided in a pre-test questionnaire. Bodley described sexually abusing a child years ago and admitted to it when he was asked to expand further. Detectives tracked down the victim's mother, who said Bodley and the victim had a close relationship. The Tampa Bay.
Dude, no shame.
That's for Stephen Bodley right there.
They said elaborate. He said okay. Say less.
They told him, and he said, "I'll say more if you say."
I'll say more, man.
The Tampa Bay Times reporter cited an affidavit. Fox News Digital reached out to prosecutors. The victim, a female, told the Florida Department of Children and Family Abuse. The Department of Children and Families about the abuse, saying it took place over several years, from when Bodley was around 14 to when he was about 19. So was that 7 years? Oh, no, 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. The newspaper reported, and there's his picture. He actually looks like a clean cut guy. You know, but he's a degenerate.
Why does he remind me of those dudes that dress in suits, part of Malcolm X's group?
Oh, the Black Panthers?
Yeah.
Or no, the Muslim Brotherhood?
There you go.
Yeah, the Muslim Brotherhood.
He looks like, I'm not claiming he is, he just looks like it.
Well,
We're not indicting Malcolm X here, and he's set to be sentenced on June 24th.
Oh, he hasn't been sentenced?
Not
Not yet. He's in jail for
next
now.
month.
Probably get life, you think? I hope so.
I
You think
think
so?
I think
Yeah,
the minimum is like what is it, like 30 years? Probably like 30
That's weird
years.
that there's a minimum.
Yeah.
You can only go so much if you
Oh, no,
assault a child.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
so there's a higher, but like the minimum, I guess, or no, is it? No, I think it's minimum. So the lowest he can get is 30 years. So the minimum.
Oh, the lowest.
So the max is life. The
Okay,
max is
see,
life, but the
that makes
minimum
more sense.
is 30. So if he pleads incompetency, you know, then maybe
How? How's he gonna plead incompetency?
by maybe displaying he's not mentally like with it.
Oh, because he confessed at an interview.
Yeah, because he would do such a thing.
Oh,
I feel like for a crime like that, like kids or like, that's like, they deserve life, dude. That's like some of the worst shit
they
you
do.
could do.
They do.
Oh, yeah, see, it even
It's
says right here
crazy.
the conviction carries a sentence of up to life in prison. So from
Should be
the
an
third
eye for an eye.
eye for an eye. So you want him to get that
Hey.
cell block 1 treatment.
Just give him a little taste of his own medicine. You know? See how he likes it.
Yeah.
But that was my Florida man story. These stories have been seemingly getting more and more horrible the more we bring them on.
Yeah, because we started last week with a man who did AI CP. You know, just taking pictures of children, right?
Yeah, children that were in his neighborhood, and this was for episode 6. So this was like
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. He took pictures of children in his neighborhood, and he put them in AI software to remove their clothing, to make them naked, and then I guess he used Photoshop to make them more sexualized. So or to
That's
put them in sexual
crazy.
situations.
Yeah.
So that was our
scam's gonna be easier.
scamming.
Scams?
Scamming's
Yeah.
easier
That's crazy.
with AI. So we have good things with AI coming, and we have horrible things,
Horrendous things.
horrendous things with AI. But that was our Florida men story. Each
Yep.
Florida men this week.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I would have never even thought of anything like that with AI. Like, that's insane.
bro, there's a lot of shit going on with AI.
Behind the scenes stuff we
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
there's
about.
a lot
yeah.
of stuff that they don't even tell you. The thing that they tell you now and like amazes everybody is just like the surface of what they
Right.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying we're gonna hit the singularity by 2045.
What does that mean?
Singularity means AI is gonna be the next level of human evolution.
Dude, that's like, when it comes to our own reality right now, Elon Musk talked about how, like, when I think it was 75 years ago or something. When did Pong come out? Do you guys know the
Which
game Pong?
Was it like
Oh.
1970 or no? Was either in the 1970s or 1981?
Okay.
It was like around there, right? Because it's like one of the first iterations of video games. The Atari, so it was probably early 80s, late 90s, early 80s, late 70s.
Okay, so yeah, that came out in the 70s or 80s, and then here we are in 2024 with like virtual reality glasses, goggles, whatever.
Yeah.
And he said, imagine in another 40, 50 years how advanced things are going to be. And he goes, eventually, you're not going to be able to determine like this reality from the AI reality. So he says, like, why is that not a valid reason to how Earth started or like how we're operating? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was saying it's not somehow he worded it in a way that he said it's more likely that we are in a simulation than not.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And tell me that doesn't kind of make sense, bro. In like 40
It's
years,
weird,
it's gonna
especially
be...
with like deja vu going on, and you're like, that happens all the time.
Yeah, deja vu does
And
happen.
what is that one with the Mandela effect? Seen that where certain things are, you say the Monopoly guy, he has a monocle or he doesn't anymore, you know, like that.
The Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein Bears, yeah.
The Fruit Loops logo just actually spelled right where it says fruit.
Yeah,
Instead
of-
that's another one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What else? Let's name some more.
Nelson Mandela has been dead for years, but he only died like in 2017
Yeah.
because they
Did
thought.
he?
Yeah, that's why it's called the
Really?
Mandela effect, because it's named after Nelson Mandela, because
What the hell?
people thought Nelson Mandela died when he was imprisoned by apartheid.
I thought so too.
No, he got out and he became president of South Africa, and he liberated South Africa from apartheid. But people just never knew that. They just never realized it, that a world leader existed for 20 years after he was imprisoned by an oppressive
That's
regime.
crazy.
Yeah, and then he died in like 2017, and people were like, "Wait, he never died before?" That's why they call it the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
So they're looking back at things that didn't really
Because
happen.
they tie this to the CERN. What is it? The
CERN super
what is it called?
supercomputer.
Not the
Hadron
computer,
Collider. Hadron Collider.
Yeah,
Hadron Collider,
the
yeah.
Hadron Collider. That, you know how they send particles faster than light and they smash them against together for like a millisecond to create brand new atoms and shit. And they
Shout out
study that.
Oppenheimer.
Shout out Oppenheimer.
He started all this. It's all his fault.
Yo, can I use the restroom real quick? Or that up the podcast?
No, you're good. I think we're actually
Yeah, we were about
finalizing it
to
already.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
about
yeah?
to close out the
Yeah.
podcast.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, we want to thank Gio again for
Thank you so
having him on
much.
the podcast. You have anything you want to shout out? Any of your socials?
Plug your socials, anything. Throw it out there.
Yeah. Follow me at GEO de God, but it's GEODVGOD. That's where I'll be releasing all of my music videos. You can find everything there. Same with YouTube. All of my socials, GEO de God. Thank you guys for having me. Shout out to both of you guys. You guys are gonna
Hey,
make
man.
it far.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
coming
Thank you
on
so
here,
much.
man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Just keep up the grind. Don't stop. You gotta stay consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
thank
guys
you,
will
thank
do it.
you.
You're already doing it.
Yeah, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate the
We're
love.
here.
Appreciate
Yeah.
the love.
Appreciate that.
But besides that, shout out to my dad. Free my dad. Shout out to all of my grandparents, all of my tias, my brother, my mom, everybody.
The
Love
whole
all you
family
guys.
tree.
Everybody, the
The whole
family.
family tree.
Yeah. Love all you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. You can follow us at everywhere at TOTBENT. You can follow me on Instagram at Jeremiah Jordan TOTB. You can follow
And mine
Jay.
is going to be on Instagram at J_3_.
And that's it for this week's episode. We'll see you next week when we have another guest
Yep.
from Nighttime is Our Time. Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Right there. Get that clink going.
There we go.
Let's go.
Awesome.
All right, everybody. See y'all.
It's just
Peace,
water.
y'all.